From Angie Holmes. Hi, Helen. Thank you for coming to Door Knock.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
a few weeks ago.
In the
Lovely.
Highlands.
Yeah.
We were so blessed by your gospel outreach. Do you, when you outreach all around the country, find spiritual encouragement or the opposite or varied? And tick any one of the above. Have you any encouragements to share from your gospel outreaches?
There are encouragements. Just again, as I said earlier, the feedback we get sometimes by email, by letter, by phone even, afterwards about something that I said that I didn't realize I'd said it and it had touched a certain person, or people actually giving their lives to the Lord. There are encouragements. The Lord has his people all around the place. You know, we don't want to be like Elijah, you know, and say I'm the only one, because he has his people all over the place, and it's wonderful. And I'm very thankful to be given, very honored to be given the opportunity to go around the country and do what I do and meet all sorts of wonderful people and speak about the Lord. It's great. That in itself is an encouragement for me.
Yeah. And as you said earlier on, people are coming to the Lord. Through it, which of course is very much the showing that God is still in that for you.
Yeah,
you know, there is fruit.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, it's not in great masses, but it's happening. But seeds are getting planted.
Amen.
People are hearing the true gospel, whether they like it or not, and it's up to them with how they respond to it.
And do you in the setting up of the do you have the local people that will be able to take those ones and nurture? That seems to me to be vital. You know, if the gospel concert comes into town and, you know, even if 1,000 get saved and go out, you need to build them up into the local church, don't you?
Well, what happens actually is that's how these things happen. We are invited by churches or groups in the first place. We don't organize these. We are totally subject to people having a vision or having us. Churches invite us, we go, and we tell them what we need, which includes having people in place, counselors, prayers, people to follow up, etc. Oh, it's all there. You couldn't do that.
No.
And they're not concerts, by the way, just to say,
I'm using that word, but you're singing. Yeah, of course you sing Walking Back to Happiness.
I sing Walking Back and some other things too.
They wouldn't let you off the stage if you didn't sing that.
No, well, I don't know. No, I actually tried it years ago when I was still, you know, out there doing it in the 70s. I went out one night and didn't sing the hits medley, which is what I used to do. That's right. I nearly got lynched after.
I know.
I went back in. That's it.
Well, everybody. I mean, that's you.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking of. I was going through a bad patch. I don't know.
Can I say the next email I'm going to read out will touch upon this, but if you want more details of Helen and arranging for her to come and share one of her gospel evenings, the website to go on is mannamusic.co.uk. Manna Music, M-A-N-N-A music.co.uk. And we will make sure that information goes to the office. So if you miss it and you're watching a repeat and you don't know where to get it from, phone the office, Revelation TV office, and they will have the details. That's where you go. That's where you make contact with Helen, and you'll find all sorts of links there. And if you want her to come to your area, you can start that there, and they'll share with you when availability is, what they are expecting from you, and what they will give to you. So do look at that. It's still a great way. As I say, as we've said 2 or 3 times already, and I'm not Helen's manager and I don't get a cut, so don't worry about it. But I've noticed there are still so many people out there that can relate to Helen, especially obviously older people. And it's a great opportunity to relate, especially to older people in your area. So please consider that for some time in the future. This is from Colette, which we get to the end of this, it touches upon that. Hi, I am blessed to see Helen on your program. I heard her testimony on the radio some years ago, and it was the first time I heard of a Messianic Jew. What a revelation. It opened my eyes and changed the way I speak to non-Christians. I remember Helen said she couldn't relate to the English names in the New Testament, and you mentioned that today. Sometimes when we have been in the church, we've been in the church world, not the world, but the church world so long, we forget how the people hear what we say.
Yeah. Absolutely
Great
true.
to see you in here. And this is it.
Thank you.
I live in Ireland. She doesn't say north or south, but will Helen be travelling to this part of the world soon, and does she just go to churches?
Yeah, invite me, I'll come. No, I mean, we are invited usually by churches or church organisations, you know, but we do them mostly in churches, and people do come.
But they also put them on in halls, don't they?
In school halls,
Yes.
town halls, community halls. I do try and avoid theatres.
Yeah.
Because it just sends out the wrong signals.
Yes.
Oh, we're going to get a concert or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure, come.
So
come along.
get on to manamusic.co.uk and get hold of the details there, and invite her. Get one or two churches in your local area to sponsor that evening and to get together. I'm sure you'll
That'd
be
be
blessed.
great.
You'll be blessed.
Thank you for that. And thank you.
The whole thing is going. It's not being violent to non-Christians when we stand for what we believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Even Christ got angry with people, turned the temple into a marketplace. God forbade other religions being practiced in the chosen lands when he gave it to the Jews. While being kind, we should not be blind. We need to shield ourselves and our children from PC that tells us we need to accept others on an equal level as Christ. Christ was never PC when he spoke to the leaders of his time openly. And that's from Rose. And that's exactly what we were saying
Very true.
Before.
Yeah.
Connor wrote, I'm not going to read it all out, Connor. I will actually pass it on to Helen because I think there isn't the time to deal with all that you say. But for what Connor is saying is his question is because of the way Paul reacted to his Jewish heritage, why you call yourself a Messianic Jew?
Well, I don't actually.
No.
I
Okay,
call myself
right.
whatever is handy at the time,
Yeah.
and to whoever I'm addressing, frankly.
Yeah.
Because I am a Jew, and Christ means Messiah, actually. Messiah means Christ, so I don't see anything wrong with that. When you realise that the word Christian has been so sullied over the centuries because it's been used by people who have done horrendous things to Jewish people and to other people in the name of Christ, in the name of Christian. So one has to be a little sensitive about using such a name. I have no problems with calling myself a Christian, meaning a follower of Jesus, and I'm born again by his Holy Spirit in me. But to understand people's reactions to that word, you know, we have to be careful of that. So, yeah.
Because I mean, even Paul, I mean, he although he reacted against his roots as such, he still longed for those people to come to know Jesus as Messiah, didn't he? And so there is nothing wrong with the word Messiah. And what it seems to me, whether we should use it or not, whether there is any reason, you know, in the biblical, but what I've never had a problem with the term Messianic Jew because what it seemed to me was here was somebody who was Jewish by birth, Jewish by upbringing, that had finally, that wasn't still looking for the Messiah, but had come to see who the Messiah was, and that was Jesus. And that, you know, some people call themselves completed Jews, and there's all sorts of phrases.
I mean, there are people who go
use.
totally overboard and all of that, and I can see where somebody might get a bit irritated by that, because there are some people who are a bit like too much with all of that. But I try to be open to be... well, Paul said he became all things to all men. I mean, I'm not comparing myself to him, but...
No, but it's...
Which doesn't mean being hypocritical or being untruthful by any means, but just being sensitive. I remember how I felt and what I thought a Christian was. I just thought a Christian was somebody who's not Jewish. You know, and that's what people, Jews and Gentiles, very often think. How can you be a Christian? You know, I'm a Christian, I'm born in England, you know, that kind of thing. So it's a difficult one.
And is it true still that some Jews, that when you say I become a Christian, they feel almost you've turned your back on your...
Totally.
Yes. You
I would never say that to a Jewish person.
Right.
Never, ever. You see, you don't say that, because that means you're not a Jew anymore. You've betrayed the people.
And they don't understand, do they?
No,
exactly
I wouldn't have understood it.
That's right, yes.
I used to occasionally meet, as I say in my testimony, Jewish people who were Christians, who believed in Jesus, and I couldn't cope with it. I didn't know how to respond.